Hey guys, it's me, Delicious Delights. Welcome to my channel. Okay, so today's video is going to be my top 5 favorite Serge Lutens fragrances. It's not a house that I focused a lot on my channel. I have no idea why, because I honestly think Serge Lutens, the house, is one of the best niche fragrance houses ever, like of all time. I think that if you're new to niche, if you're starting out getting into niche fragrances, I think Serge Lutens is a great place to start, especially if you have access to it. If you're at the store, get your nose on Serge Lutens. It's where I started. Actually, my very first niche purchase was Chergui by Serge Lutens. I loved it. I still love it. I don't own it anymore. Actually, I have gone through some of their fragrances that I don't own anymore because like a few years ago, I wanted to scale my collection down into the best of the best, and they didn't make the cut. But now in retrospect, I'm kind of kicking myself. I kind of want them back. I don't know. It's kind of like this cycle where you sell, you replace, you discover, you purchase again, and then you sell it, you get sick of it. It's just this weird thing that keeps on going and going and going. And I'm finding myself that I wish I didn't sell those off. So my first niche bottle was Chergui. I also owned Bois Vanille early on in my journey. Also Feminite du Bois, Fille and Aiguilles. Or I have no idea how to say it, Fille and Aiguilles or whatever. I loved all of them. Actually, from this house, I haven't smelled anything that I didn't like. And I'm just finding it so weird, like how many years later that I'm only doing this, talking about this house more now, because I've always loved this house. I've had like this secret love affair with Serge Lutens all this time, and I haven't talked about it. So anyways, I have the 5 here that are my favorites from the line. Ask me like in a few months, it might even I could easily replace these with other ones, because like I said, I love this house so much. So I only have one bottle of Serge Lutens in my entire collection. The rest I have here are just samples, but I don't really feel the need to own everything that I love and want. I'm not really a collector. Well, kind of. I'm kind of a collector, kind of not. Anyways, let's get into this list. 5 of my favorite Serge Lutens fragrances. In number 5 spot, Muscs Kublai Khan. Muscs Kublai Khan, MKK for short. I love this fragrance, you guys. So a lot of times, well, I've heard in the community that this fragrance scares a lot of people away because of this animalic musk that it has. And I kind of get it. I kind of do get why. Yeah, it's like not a beginner musk in my opinion. It's like a more challenging musk. But it's done in such a beautiful way. It is so sexy. I have kind of talked about this fragrance in a previous video. I can link everything in the description box. But Muscs Kublai Khan is a really, really sexy, animalic, musky scent. It's not so animalic that it stinks. It does not smell like BO at all. It's kind of like if there's a spectrum of musk being BO here and then not BO but still musky, it just like literally falls short of that BO smell, if that makes sense. It's so soft and cozy. I think there's civet in here. I'm not sure what the notes are, but it's basically an animalic musk, but not too animalic where you get put off. It's just right at this perfect balance where, for me, I just feel like spraying it on my pillow and literally like drowning my nose or like suffocating myself in this pillow because of this beautiful, realistic, animalic, almost BO but not quite there scent. Also, when I'm smelling this, I'm thinking of man musk. So what do I mean by man musk? Man musk is like a scent of, say, if a man was working all day, let's say like a labor job, and they came home and they had this like manly musk about them. Of course, every man has a different signature musky smell. But this scent reminds me of that. It reminds me of that really sexy, like pheromone smell of just a hardworking man who has just come home, kind of sweaty. It just smells like this, you know, that warm, musky scent that men have? I have to say again, it's not the same musky scent for every man. Every man has this distinct smell. But it just reminds me of, that's what this fragrance kind of represents for me. A manly musk that women can wear. I love this perfume. Yeah, I know I'm gushing. I know it's gonna be a long video, you guys. But Musc Kublai Khan, as far as I know, comes in a bell jar. But there's been a lot of changes with the packaging and all that stuff, and bottle changes. So I'm not really sure what's happening. I don't know if it's been reformulated. But if you are a musk fan, especially if you want like a slightly animalic musk, sexy musk, wearable musk, warm, cozy, well, like a rich feeling furry musk, check this out, Musc Kublai Khan. Okay, the next one here is a number 4 spot. This is Ombre Sultan. Ombre Sultan is probably one of the more popular scents in the line. It is just a rich, resinous, sweet, classic amber scent. It is just like literally one of the best amber scents I've ever smelled. You guys. This to me has this spice in it in here that kind of reminds me a little bit of like a gingerbread. Like a gingerbready gourmandy smell. It has this warm, out of the oven, bready smell with sweetness from vanilla probably. And this most gorgeous ambery, cozy, warm, wintry kind of scent. If you are a fan of amber scents, you probably have smelled this before, but if you haven't, this is definitely one to try. It is really, really strong and absolutely gorgeous. Kind of reminding me a little bit of Tom Ford Amber Absolute. But yeah, again, I talked about this one in a previous video. I'll link it down there if you guys are interested. So Ombre Sultan, one of the best amber fragrances I've ever smelled, and just simply gorgeous, you guys. Fantastic. Love it. All right. Number 3 spot is a fragrance called Santel Majuscule. I have this sample here with a tiny bit left. Let's see if I can get a little bit here. Okay, so the juice in here is really, really dark. I'm not sure how it would be on white clothing. You might want to be careful if you're testing. But Santel Majuscule, oh my gosh, you guys. This to me is also a gourmand. And the notes, I did just check them before filming. There's sandalwood, rose, and cacao in here. And basically, yes, you do get all of that. But for me, when I smell this, I am thinking of if it were possible to take wood and liquefy it and make it into like a syrupy sap. Well, I guess you can because there's like tree sap. This reminds me of like a chocolate flavored tree sap. That texture of it too. It's very, very, very edible to me. with a little bit of rose. Of course, it takes a back seat when I smell this, the rose. But for me, it's this so smooth, rich, edible, chocolatey tree sap, maple syrup kind of thing. Oh, you guys, now that I'm smelling this, I'm kind of wanting to get a bottle of this. It's no coincidence that this fragrance smells quite similar to another fragrance in this collection. It's actually in my #1 spot, and probably for you people, for any of you who's been watching me for a while, can probably guess what it is, what the #1 spot is. But Santel Majuscule, a gorgeous edible woody scent with this maple syrupy, chocolatey flavor to it. Really making my mouth water. It is something that I would love to eat. It's more something that I would like to drizzle on my pancakes kind of smell. So yes, gourmand lovers out there, if you're into woody gourmands, this is so, so good. Please, please, please do get your nose on it. It is gorgeous and definitely underrated for sure. Okay guys, we got 2 left to go. In the second spot is a fragrance called Datura Noir. So, you guys, this fragrance is a tuberose fragrance, and because tuberose is a note that I've only been warming up to in the past year or so, this one has like jumped up to the top of this list. Datura Noir is a creamy tuberose scent. There's coconut in here, and that is very, very prominent on my skin as well. It's like this creamy, tropical, sweet, coconutty tuberose floral. When I smell this, I'm thinking of like a tropical beach. And the scent, like if I can imagine a field of tuberose flowers growing nearby, I'm getting that beautiful, oh, you guys, that beautiful scent along with this coconutty, like a creamed coconut smell along with that. So I'm thinking literally of someone shaving coconut right by the beach. I think it's called young coconut, where it's still fleshy but still quite watery. It reminds me of that. So it is just the most gorgeous, sexy, one of the most sexiest, gorgeous floral scents, especially tuberose, you guys. The tuberose in here isn't so annoying. Sometimes tuberose can be annoying when it's just too much. Sometimes I find that in Carnal Flower by Frederic Malle, where it is a beautiful scent, but you really have to be in the mood to be knocked out by the flower of tuberose. Of course, tuberose is very, very prominent in Datura Noir, but mixing it with this like powdery, almost vanilla, coconutty scent, probably some woods in here. I don't know what the notes are, but it's just a very, oh yeah, there's almonds in here too, you guys. So it has this really edible gourmand floral thing going on, and I absolutely love this. It is warm as well, but at the same time I'm thinking of like a beach setting with all of that thing that I talked about with the coconut and the field of tuberose and like powdered almonds on top. Ah, it's so good. So Datura Noir, if you haven't tried it, you definitely have to, especially if you're a tuberose lover, which I'm starting to turn into very slowly. And this will probably make it in my collection at some point. But Datura Noir #2. Now, the #1 Serge Lutens fragrance, in my opinion, and it's the only bottle that I own from this line, is called Jeux de Peau. So this translated is Skin Games. I don't really understand why they would call it Skin Games, because when I smell this, I'm just gonna spray it on a test strip here. When I smell this, ah, it's so yummy. I smell like a yummy bakery full of bread, sweet bread. They're also selling licorice in this sweet bakery store, and butter. It's so creamy that it reminds me of butter. So literally freshly baked warm bread from the oven, drizzling a lot of butter on top. And also there's this, like, in the background, there's like this licoricey touch to it. So maybe if there was a bundle of of black licorice sitting beside or in there, kind of just wafting in the air, mixing with all of the bakery smells. That's what this smells like. This one took a while for me to fall in love with. But because I now absolutely love the smell of licorice, and of course I love gourmands, putting those together, this is like a dream, a gourmand lover's dream for real. Jeux de Peau. This should have been called like bakery bread, something like that. Skin Games, I don't really understand. Maybe there's some kind of, I don't know, in French, maybe it's an expression for something else, but Skin Games, kind of a weird name, I think, for this. But yeah, this is my favorite Serge Lutens fragrance. It's just amazing. And you guys, if you're a gourmand lover, you definitely have to get your nose on this, because it's just top 10 gourmands for me, for sure. Delicious. Ah, I love it. Okay guys, so that was my very long video of my top 5 Serge Lutens fragrances. Thank you guys so much for sticking through this whole entire video if you've made it this long. Leave a thumbs up if you want, subscribe. I never really ask for that stuff. I just sometimes maybe I should mention it, but it doesn't matter. If you guys want to share any of your thoughts about any of these, please do. Your favorite Serge Lutens fragrances as well. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear. Yeah, and that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.